I welcome everybody to, oh my God, I don't know what to call this. Let's just call it wrestling ride along. No, I'm just kidding. That's probably copyrighted. No, I don't know. Well, I'll name it. It'll be up on the top. But this is, I wanted to do a sort of wrestling overview every week and just talk about, you know, something in wrestling, maybe like the week of review, or just a topic that in general of like what's going on in WWE and what would I like to see, what would I want to change, what things do I like. Let's talk about Alexa Bliss. I don't know. We'll find out what we're gonna do. But if you guys haven't known, I'm a huge wrestling fan. So I have a lot to talk about when it comes to the sport of professional wrestling, and I don't know, I didn't really feel like it fit in this channel very much because I do like, you know, the sketch comedy, the video game stuff, but now that, you know, like I'm trying to change my views on like what's going on my channel. I want it to be a variety channel. I'm going to start making these things kind of like a car podcast, if you will, about professional wrestling, and that's the backstory of why I'm making this video. And so if you don't like it, well, too bad. It's on my channel. It's my channel, damn it! Alright, so today's topic that I want to talk about is the one big thing that everybody's talking about in professional wrestling right now, which was WWE came out and said, hey, we are going to change. In 2019, we are going to listen to you fans. We are going to give you what you want. What the hell does that mean? Just so you guys know, it's going to be a slow progression. You can't get from point A to point B just by, you know, going bloop and then you're already there. No, you have to, it's a progression, and rightfully so. There should be stories that, you know, go on through progression, and I don't think we're going to get there quite yet, especially, you know, you've seen the first couple weeks of this transition period, and not much has changed, but here and there, like, you can see some promises, but, you know, we have to reserve judgment to, like, you know, at least past WrestleMania, if it seems like the same old, then no. Then I don't agree that this is a good thing. But until then, I'm gonna reserve my judgment. But I kind of wanted to talk about what does WWE need to do in order to make their product well. And I know that they're not going to do this, but this is how, if I was running a company, if I had a lot of stake in it and I wanted to, you know, pitch this idea, this is the one that I've always been very passionate about. But I know it's not going to be something that they do. And the thing is, they need multiple stars in the WWE. And what I mean by stars is I don't mean like, you know, just big names like, you know, all the wrestlers and stuff. But they need actually big name stars, not just one. So say, for example, in the 80s, you could probably say Hulk Hogan was the big name, right? And then, you know, in the 90s, you could say Stone Cold. And then in the 2000s and 2010s, it's John Cena, right? So those are the big names. You know, Roman Reigns was, you know, basically the up-and-comer of the big name. But in my opinion, they need multiple of those guys. Of course, there's always going to be the most popular and all that, but they need to run it where they're not just saying, hey, this one wrestler is going to be the guy. No, there needs to be multiple guys. UFC, for example. In UFC, there are different divisions. There is, you know, like the welterweight, the featherweight, the light heavyweight, the heavyweight. We got the women's, you know, like divisions as well. Like there's multiple divisions. And the one cool thing about UFC is that even though maybe like most popular one right now is McGregor. Even though he is the most popular guy, he does not main event every single pay-per-view. Now you might be saying it's because it's not scripted. It's fighting. Of course, you can't fight every pay-per-view. But the thing is, if you're gonna run a company based on, trying to be like, present yourself like as like a real sport, and you need to make more stars than just the one star that's going to main event every pay-per-view. So, what I'm saying by that is, in those pay-per-views that we see, Raw, Smackdown for that matter, you should, hypothetically, main event a pay-per-view with Universal Championship. Next pay-per-view, WWE Championship. Next pay-per-view, the Tag Team Championship. Next pay-per-view, the Women's. Next pay-per-view, the Cruiserweight. Next pay-per-view. Like that. So, say for example they did that right now. It would not be a success right now because they don't have big stars in all of those divisions. They only have the big stars in certain portions. They should main event, like a title holder should be able to main event and be a draw. Reason why this doesn't happen is because WWE doesn't put all their eggs in the basket. They don't even try with their mid-carders. Like, you're supposed to be able to present your mid-carders as draws. You're supposed to be able to say, wow, this guy that's currently U.S. champion should be able to go toe-to-toe with the Universal Champion. I don't know. I'm just saying, storyline-wise, there needs to be great storylines in every single one of those divisions. NXT is my next example. NXT, in my opinion, is doing awesome. And I want to say the reason why it's doing so awesome is because they create multiple stars. Every NXT, when they film it, I think they probably, I don't know, I don't do research on like how they film, but they probably film like 2 to 3 episodes in one shot. But when they do that, Tommaso Ciampa, he's the current champion right now, so he is the main draw, right? However, he's usually only there and on NXT TV every 3 weeks. Awesome. The tag team champions, they're only usually saw in a match or, promo and stuff like that every 3 weeks. Awesome. Same as the women's champion. Same as that. Blah, 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 blah. And what you see on that NXT show is that any of those divisions, any of those wrestlers can main event. They get juicier storylines because now your draws, your supposed draws, they're not on every show. So you have to create more stars in order to have those other weeks that don't have your champion on it as draws. Same thing should be applied to Raw and SmackDown. The reason why, in my opinion, Raw and SmackDown the ratings are going down, and just in general, the storylines are just mushy and blah blah blah. The reason why is because they're just overseen, they're oversaturated. How many times have you seen a feud where you see them, like, let's just say they start feuding in April, right? So then they start feuding, and then so they have their pay-per-view match in May, and then it's like, okay, Dean Ambrose won. All right, so now we need to have the rematch. Okay, so then they feud, weeks and weeks, and we see them in June at a pay-per-view, and now Seth Rollins wins. Okay, cool. Now we have to have the rubber match. So now they're going to continue feuding until July, and then we need to have them in a stipulation match for no apparent reason. SummerSlam. Okay, cool. Now we just had 4 months of the same program, and they show them every single week feuding during this entire time. And so they try to be creative, and they try to go, well, let's put them in a tag team match. So they put them in a tag team match. Next week comes, and they're like, well, we're still trying to save it for the pay-per-view, or we're still trying to do this. Let's just have a tag team match. Let's just have a handicap match. Let's just have the... And I don't know. To me, it just oversaturates it, and it's just like, it gets boring to me. I can miss Raw and Smackdown, pay-per-views even. I can miss shows and be able to pick up exactly where it left off because nothing happened. They're still feuding. It's been 2 months and they are still feuding. Nothing has changed. They might have said some random words in a promo or something like that, but nothing juicy happens. And it happens with every single storyline that I see. There's nothing that sticks out. There's nothing that I feel like when they do feuds, they try to prolong them so long, but they show them every week, so it's like, okay, we get it. I like long programs. I do. But when you show it every week, it's just not there anymore. So NXT, I love it because I love the whole Johnny Gargano saga, right? But I only see him once or twice a month. So I'm not getting tired of the storyline that he's in. Because when he does come out, I'm like, finally, I want to see what's going to happen. And then, they always do something really big. They can't do something big every week for somebody. And so that's, to me, it's just bad. Now, if they went to my idea where they're not showing, let's just say, so Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is the man right now currently on Raw because there's really nobody else that's a babyface there that can carry the show right in its current state. They can, but current state in the fans' view, he's the only one that's protected. Everybody else loses everything. All right, so Seth Rollins, have him be the limelight of this episode. They give him a title shot against Dean Ambrose. So the way I would write the show is they would be hey, Seth Rollins, he attacks Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was having a match or something like that, and then they make a match in 2 weeks for the championship. Now you just hyped up a match in 2 weeks. And what's good about that is you don't see Seth Rollins next week. Maybe you'll see a promo getting it ready for the next week. But no, you don't see him for at least another, week. And now you haven't had a match with Seth Rollins for a couple weeks, so you're basically hyped up to see a match. So you're not overseeing his moveset all the time, seeing the same, run-in multiple times. It's something different. And now you have that time that went to Seth Rollins every week. Let's just say he has 15 minutes every week. Those 15 minutes now can go to another wrestler that you're trying to promote, and you give them meaningful storylines. See, now that the meaningful storyline is not going to Seth Rollins, you can give it to, let's just say, like, pull a name out, you can give it to Fandango. What? Fandango? Fandango, guys. What are you talking about? He's dumb. He would never be a title contender. He could be if they played their cards right. If they actually made meaningful storylines. So that's what I mean. Then they can focus on that. Maybe have like a choppy PP storyline. I don't know. Go crazy, WWE. But either way, in that sort of realm, you would have like more time for other wrestlers to have better storylines, better, have actually, like if they try to they can give the ball to multiple wrestlers. That's what I'm trying to say. So instead of giving the ball to one wrestler, or let's just say like if they're feeling generous, they're giving the ball to 3 wrestlers. Now that you're splitting up like every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks that you see a wrestler, you're now giving the ball to double the amount of wrestlers or triple the amount of wrestlers. And now you're able to actually change up. Like if you want to have, Fandango's going to fight Dean Ambrose. Now you just seen, good quality stuff with him. And now you want to see a match with him and Dean Ambrose, or, I don't know, like just, or actually have him main event Raw. You can do that because you establish something. You can't do it currently because your eggs are all in one basket. And what happens when your eggs are all in one basket? All your eggs are in one basket for John Cena. Yeah, he beats everybody. He's like, running through everybody. Now John Cena leaves. You didn't even let him pass the torch to anybody. It's like, what a waste. What a waste. It's kind of like the whole Brock Lesnar thing. Like, Brock Lesnar, I was actually kind of excited when he won the Universal Championship. I'm one of those people that is really weird, and I think that he's a better wrestler than people give him credit for. Now, writing-wise, they're not letting him do anything, but he's actually a really good wrestler, and he sells like crazy. He's an amazing seller. But him winning the Universal Championship, I was super excited because I'm like, maybe this could be, whoever's going to beat him is going to, they're going to pass the torch and stuff like that. And they didn't do anything. They didn't do crap. They had like the same feud with like Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman for like, I want to say like they've been fighting like 5 times. Like, it's like, create more stars. I want to see Finn Balor fight Brock Lesnar. Hell, I would even want to see, Rey Mysterio fight him again. Like, just give me some original content. Stop showing, it's just, there's so many potential matchups that Brock Lesnar can have, and they just waste it away. Because they go, oh crap, none of these wrestlers can draw. Well, duh, because you don't give them the ball to draw. So anyways, that's my proposal for 2019, is just slow it down. Make some more stars. Don't oversaturate wrestlers. I think SmackDown's doing a little bit better than Raw because they only have 2 hours to show, and they are kind of forced to do stuff like that. But you still kind of do see that like some wrestlers do kind of wrestle every week. But isn't it better when you don't see like AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan wrestle all the time? Like sometimes you're like, oh shit, they're actually like saving them for big programs. I like that. It makes it feel like a big deal. Like those wrestlers, they should feel like a big deal, right? So make them feel like a big deal and make more stars. Anyways, that's been my first episode of just me shooting the breeze. Tyler Breeze. Shooting the breeze of whatever I title this. I think this is going to be fun. I like talking about wrestling, and I'm very, very passionate. If you haven't even noticed, duh. Anyway, check out my other channels or my other videos. Like, subscribe, thumb me good. Ring that little bell if you want to hear some, more stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.